everybody. I'm Brittany Lewis, a breaking news reporter here at Forbes. Joining me now is Wheeling, West Virginia Mayor Glenn Elliott. Mayor, thank you so much for joining me.
It's great to be here, Brittany.
You are running for Senate in West Virginia against Governor Jim Justice for Joe Manchin's seat. So before we get into your campaign, I want to talk about recent news the governor is facing from a Politico reporting. A Politico piece says that Jim Justice does have a problem showing up. The report says this, quote, The current governor is rarely seen at the state capitol in Charleston, according to interviews with almost a dozen people involved in West Virginia politics on both sides of the political aisle. And, quote, some West Virginia politicos say they are concerned about whether Justice is committed to the demands of commuting between their state and Washington regularly. Before I even read the quote, you started laughing. Why is that?
Because it's been a pattern for Governor Justice to be a part-time governor. He's really excelled at it. He lives in Lewisburg, 2 hours from the state capitol. Maybe comes in a couple times a week for press conferences or something like that, but really doesn't show up. Hasn't built relationships in the legislature. Really hasn't made showing up to work a part of his job. And when you're governor, you can kind of get away with it because the world kind of revolves around you a little bit when you're the governor. You're the one governor. Going to the U.S. Senate is an entirely different equation. You're one of 100. There's a lot of egos in that room to begin with. The world's not going to stop and wait for you. And if you don't show up, you can't show up one day a week. You can't show up and expect to be treated as somehow special. You're one of 100. Governor Justice has shown no indication in his work ethic during his 8 years as governor that he's suited for this particular position. Whether you like Joe Manchin or not, whether you like Senator Shelley Capito or not, both of them actually go to Washington and show up on behalf of their voters. They fight for West Virginia each and every day. He's not going to be able to do that because of just a lack of work commitment. Added to that, the fact that he's not in very good health to begin with. So I just don't see him being a full-time senator, and our state cannot afford to have 1.5 senators. Well, every other state has 2. It's too important of a race for West Virginia right now.
There's bipartisanship, as you know, is rare these days, but reading this Politico piece, Republicans and Democrats in West Virginia agreed that he did have an attendance problem. His spokesperson said that this was baloney. This is what they said to Politico. We declined to participate in this joke of a story and respond to your anonymous sources regarding the next United States senator from West Virginia. Do constituents feel this way? Because it seems like a not well-kept secret.
Well, look, the governor is a very good retail politician, and he is very good at making people think like he cares. He talks in a very folksy way. He takes his dog around the state for photo ops, and he excels at that. But at the end of the day, people who really know Jim Justice, the people in Greenbrier County where he's from or Raleigh County where he grew up, they really know him, and they know he's not someone who can be relied on. His promises are worthless. He doesn't show up to work again. And my challenge in this race, frankly, has been twofold: getting my name recognition up across state and getting people to know Jim Justice, who he really is, not the guy they see on TV with the photo op and the dog, but the guy who really has been absent in Charleston during much of his past 8 years as governor.